Sorry about that, my computer froze and so it stopped the recording. And then while I was waiting for it to unfreeze, I decided I'm going to use a slightly different strategy, which is I'm going to start, I'm going to close the, or rather I'm going to hide the layer with the boxes and draw boxes around your displays. And I realize I've messed with them a little bit, but I won't worry about that for now. Okay, so I'm going to make a new layer. Isaiah's internal boxes. Okay, so draw a box. Oh, I want to hide that helping box. Okay, so there's no boxes. So I'm going to do the same thing I did with the model. Oops, got yellow inside there. Okay, and remember I'm getting absolutely everything. So this one, I want to get that text that goes down to the, the client and the contract is going a little too far. And then I'm going to do the top of that title. Let's see. I think these are two, and I realize I think I tucked it over, so I squished them together, which is not how you had it. But since it's that way now, I'm going to go ahead and work with that. Okay. Selection tool, adjust this one. Why is it being stubborn? There, that box. I want to go. Okay, I'm going to zoom in. I think it's wanting to snap to a place other than where I want it to go. So I'm just going to see it wants to. Okay. Try again. Sometimes I find if I zoom in, it lets me be more precise. There, that's better. Okay, on this side, check it there, just above your title, just below the text. Okay. What else haven't I done? Okay, this one. I'm going to zoom out a bit. It's getting too close in. Okay, just above the title, just below the text. See here. And again, I realize I've messed with your icon here, so this isn't quite what you had intended. But okay, now I'm going to close the layer with your content and take a look at these boxes. And I am seeing, other than this one, which I know I moved over, and this one, which I moved over, there are buffers around all of them, but they're not totally consistent. So, okay, here I'm just kind of playing it by ear. I'm going to try to decide what to do with that. I think, oh, okay. Now we're seeing both sets of internal buffers at the same time, and I don't want that, so I'm just going to grab these yellow bars, hide that layer. There we go. Now we just have your sections. So I'm going to make these sections the same buffers. So, for example, I'm going to scooch this over to the edge. I'm going to scooch it down. That's not about buffers, but it's about distance between them and the edge. Okay, I'm going to scooch this over. And I'm realizing I may have decided to make different decisions, but right now, just to make it consistent, I'm going to go ahead and force this to work. I'm going to line these all up. I'm going to pull this down so it doesn't have too much buffer, because that can kind of look awkward as well as not enough. So that one's good. So I'm going to go all the way over. Oh, oops, one more. Here. And then this one. There. Okay, now the next step will be to make your content fit into these lines. Actually, I'm going to, well, no, you can see it pretty well. Do you see how this now has sort of this tidy regularity and consistency that yours lacked? And that your viewer should see and appreciate that, even if subconsciously. Oops. Okay, so now I'm going to pull out your content, and I'm going to try to make these things fit. So let's see. We'll start with, oops, I'm going to lock that layer. I'm apologizing for this get long and boring. Hopefully you'll have patience with me, knowing that I'm just doing it to help. And it just takes too much time if I try to edit and stuff. So hopefully you're listening to some music you enjoy or something, so this doesn't get too horribly boring for you. Okay, so this is all tucked in in the box. I'm gonna try to. I kind of want these to go to the edge because the viewer won't perceive this as being. It'll feel like the box is further over. You know, I want the content to go to the edge of the box to kind of create this virtual or this implied line. So I have to ungroup this. And this at this point, I really should be doing some design work. So this is just kind of rough. Design work meaning I want to make careful decisions about how to do all of this. But right now I'm not being careful. I'm just being kind of blunt to fill these spaces. Or to fill the boxes properly and get these buffers right. Okay, here's a question, is what to do about all this extra space. So for now, I'm just going to again do something that's not very elegant. I'm going to make this bigger. Oh, I see. Oh, can't make it bigger by the box, so I'm going to make it bigger by, let's see, you can't see this, but I'm changing the size of the text. Investment needed. Oh, got constrained by a box. I'm going to fix this later, but I want to give myself the idea. Okay, I've got a box that's constraining that. What is going on there? Right there. Yeah, of course. I'm going to make the text box. It's not constrained. There was some more text there, wasn't there? Let's get that needed. Okay. Okay. This one, let's see, I want to bring, these are all left aligned, so I'm going to bring that over to the left. And what will I do? Okay, I kind of feel like I should add some text over here to help fill this up, so I'm going to put a question mark just to remind myself that I've done that. Okay, so that's just a place, oops, that's a placeholder. Select that and remind myself, I don't know if putting texture is the right thing, but just to remind myself I want to try to make that display fill this box a little better. It doesn't have to perfectly. I mean, we saw in the Harvard one that some of them were tucked in a little bit. So I'll work on that later, but just for now, actually, yeah. Bring it down a bit. This doesn't look quite right either, but still, hopefully you get the idea that right now I'm just trying to make them kind of fill the boxes. Okay, this one needs to be tucked in. To unlock it so I can just move the title. This line needs to be shortened, so I'm using the direct select tool so I can just select this end because this end's perfect. So this one I just want to click on. I'm going to hold down Shift so it doesn't make it not horizontal. Oops. Okay. That goes to the edge pretty well. This one's probably okay, but I am going to go ahead and pull these down, just kind of as a reminder to try to fill that space. And then, actually, this one I'm going to make the background fill the space too. So I need to unlock my background so I can make that maroon or crimson box fill the space. Okay. Okay, got it. So now let's sort of back out and see how that looks. And I realize I've introduced some awkward things, but it fills the space better. Let's look at your original now compared to this one. I don't know if you see that. I'm kind of looking back and forth to get a sense of it myself. But see how we've created this virtual line here and here. We don't have this bit sticking out. We don't have this bit sticking out. Everything is contained in its box a little more tidily. So that one was subtle, but I think that made a difference. Okay, I'm going to stop this long one.